Well, the closest Luna Rossa has ever come to claiming the America's Cup was 20 years ago in Auckland. Then they won the Louis Vuitton Cup, only to go on to lose to New Zealand. On the boat that year, a sailor named Claudio Chalon, whose son is now here, hoping to go one better. Mateo Chalon's had a lifelong connection with New Zealand.
When I was young in the school, in geographic, I always started with New Zealand and Auckland and all this stuff.
Born in the north of Italy, this is him in Auckland, aged just 4 years old, when Dad, Claudio, was a sailor on Luna Rossa.
History of the Hauraki Gold.
The boat that would emerge victorious from the 2000 Challenger Series.
For sure, when the boat and the crew were coming in, we were cheering for them, so me and my brother.
The old racing footage, a stark reminder of just how much has changed.
They say start, but they're still there. It's a different type of sailing.
24-year-old Mateo, part of a new generation of sailors on a boat that goes around 4 times faster than his dad's did. Has he given you any advice?
About sailing, not a lot. He say that you have, if you want to know how to sail, you have to sail. You have to work hard and study. Yeah. So you have to do this. Don't ask me the answer.
Wisdom that Mateo's taken on board, working his way to becoming Luna Rossa's youngest sailor in this year's crew, while also spending hours off the water as part of the shore team.
This is more difficult, but gives you more, because when you are in the boat, you know what you have worked for, and it's not just a tool, but is more a part of you.
The Italians hoping that tool will help them finally go one step further than they've ever been and etch their name on sport's oldest prize. And the first step towards that.
Well, after tens of millions of dollars, months of build-up and plenty of bickering, the America's Cup is about to get real. Team New Zealand and the man in charge of putting on the event, Grant Dalton, gave Tom McRae an exclusive sneak peek behind the scenes to give you an idea of what to expect on and off the water.
Grant Dalton inspecting what his and your money has bought him. He's by far poured the most into broadcasting the event.
This is a €23 million game.
Yeah.
The government's put in about €7.5 to €8 million of that amount.
This is Ground Zero, the International Broadcast Centre, which will take feeds from more than 30 cameras and stream them around the world. Dalton says ensuring it's world-class and accessible is the most important part of putting on the event.
You can push a button, you can go and you can watch it live, basically anywhere in the world. And to me, that was always a major objective, and it's been achieved.
The team of hundreds has until next Thursday to iron out the kinks when the World Series regatta begins. It will be the first and only time all 4 teams line up against one another, and a chance to show off Auckland to the world.
This was just completely tanked. This was a tank farm, and they're all gone.
Millions has been poured into transforming downtown Auckland. The America's Cup Village is now almost complete, free, and with a capacity of 25,000, it's expected to bring a much-needed boost to downtown businesses.
We're nearly there, and it is coming together, and it has been a difficult year.
Not just because of COVID. Dalton's also talking about the spats between him and former employees, the government, the media, and lately, the challenges. But he has a warning.
Once you start racing, that's gone. And particularly if you're not fast enough, then it's really gone, because you've got other places you need to put your energy.
With the boats, the setting, the set-up, this America's Cup is about to turn into Auckland's biggest party. Tom McRae, News Hub.
Stephen Adams can... For the first time ever, the AC75s, which will compete for the America's Cup, have lined up against one another this afternoon. It's the first of several practice days, a chance for not only the teams, but the race officials and the International Broadcast Centre to make sure everything is working perfectly. Tom McRae hit the Waitemata Harbour to catch the duelling monohulls in action.
If the first start of the first race is anything to go by, this America's Cup is going to be epic. Team New Zealand and American Magic were first up, duelling for half an hour in perfect racing conditions.
It's real now, and the sailors will feel that too. Remember, these are elite yachtsmen, they love to race, and so they'll be just amping to get out there.
AUT sailing professor Mark Oram says after months of testing on their own, the teams are ready to push the boundaries.
The need to stay icy cool, because the decision making must be fighter pilot style, right? The red mist cannot be a part of decision making in this context, or else things could go bad.
Despite that temptation, there were cool heads. And now it's not just about how fast you can go, but race management.
The boundaries on the course will come up really quickly. The boats are so fast that tactically they're going to have to think very carefully about not getting pushed into a corner.
It hasn't just got sailing fans salivating. Johnny Edgar and his dad Phil custom built the 12-metre machiner specifically for America's Cup charters.
This was tailored for this event. It was, a lot of designers put a lot of time into getting this boat exactly right, so we can really get up and personal.
With 600 horsepower and a top speed of 45 knots, it's almost enough to keep up with the AC-75s. But when international tourists were shut out because of COVID, they were worried they'd be left dead in the water.
Kiwis are really getting behind and backing Kiwi companies and really starting to show that there's enough support here to keep businesses like ourselves going through these hard times, and it's going to be a great buzz.
The America's Cup has always been about speed and style. Oh, and posturing.
That's a bit of in your face. Here we go, have a look at what we've got.
This one will deliver all of that big time.
Well, Tom joins us now. And Tom, you've been watching these boats up close for a few weeks. What did you make of what you saw out there today?
Yeah, you're probably sitting there going, oh yeah, that looks pretty cool, because it's really difficult to get across just how incredible it is to be out on the water so close to these boats. They're not only fast, although they're going more than 50 knots, that's close to 100 k's an hour, but it's also the way that the teams have got control and are able to manoeuvre these things on a dime. They're able to turn them on a dime. So if you get the chance to get out on a boat over summer, take it. It really is incredible. You combine that with just how competitive these teams are, and it is going to be a summer of some amazing racing, Andrew.
We can't wait, Tom. Thank you. Two